Hi, hello lads. So it's our second last section of revision. So this is going to be statistics. Now, statistics is a broad area, but obviously we're only going to focus on a certain amount of them today. So we're going to start off with, I suppose, the easy types of ones, the types of data, and we're going to then have a look at the different mathematical things you're going to have to do, the different types of bar charts and all that type of things you're going to have to do. And so listen, we should be able to get there fairly quickly if you all kind of fall in line. So again, some of these ones will be a pause and do some work. Most of these ones though are just going to be kind of, you know, get yourself going with them. So types of data. Okay, get a better marker than that. Apologies. So types of data. There are two types of data which we kind of deal with, for want of a word of words. We can have numerical data or categorical data. Numerical and categorical. Okay. So numerical data can be split into discrete or continuous, and then categorical can be broken up, I suppose, into there's nominal and ordinal. Okay, so they're the kind of four types. Now, listen, you might be asked to give an example of each type. So discrete data that's numerical is something like foot size, shoe size. Okay, there's a certain amount of numbers that are possible. It's a finite number. Okay, continuous is length, width, any type of measure where you know there's possibility of another measure between any two measures. So for example, the temperature is 5 degrees. It could be 6 degrees, but it could be any infinite number of degrees between 5 and 6. 5.1, 5.11, 5.111, get the idea. Okay, so that's continuous. Categorical are categories. So they don't necessarily have a numerical content. They could do, but they're not meant to be thought of as numerical. So for example, you could have nominal categories of the color, your favorite color. Okay. However, if I asked you to rank the, you know, let's say ordinal, the ways a horse can win a race, first, second, third, fourth place, there's an order on it. Okay. So difference between nominal and ordinal and categorical is that in nominal, it doesn't make a difference what the name is. It doesn't have any more value than any other name in the data set. Ordinal, it does have a position in the data set, top, middle, bottom, first, second, third, first, last, that type of thing. Okay, so it's a brief kind of idea on the data set. This is all on page kind of 78 79 in your book. You can go through it all at your own kind of convenience. I'm not really going to do any much, you know, questions on this because, you know, they're easy enough to kind of, you've done this all in junior cert basically. So the other thing you're going to have to be asked about are primary versus secondary data. Okay, so obviously primary data is data you collect yourself, questionnaires, surveys, stopping people on the street. Secondary data is data which is collected by someone else. So this is where you go to your CSO and you download a data set, or you go to, you know, the government website and you get loads of different facts, or you go to ERSI, or you go to NASA or someone, and they'll give you a whole lot of data. That's secondary data because you didn't collect it, you're just using it. Okay, and obviously each of them has the benefit, and a kind of, you could be asked, well, why is primary better? Well, because you're doing it yourself, you know how accurate the data is, you know how valid or how truthful it is, but then having to do it yourself is a hassle. It's easier for somebody else to do it, that type of way. So you have to be aware of them and then give examples of where one type of data or one way of collecting data is better than another. Like, for example, you know, if you want to collect data on, you know, who you want to be the president or who you want to run the government, you know, the worst type of data to do would be an online survey, because older people don't tend to go online, and yet they tend to vote. So you get a very bad sample size there. Whereas if you do it the other way, if you go telephone, well, older people are more likely to answer the telephone, and younger people are less likely to even answer a phone. So that type of way, you have weird little things like that. So just be aware about that. You could be asked to comment on bias as well. The bias in particular surveys, you know what I mean? You're doing a survey on how women feel about working in the workplace, about getting and you only ask men, so that type of thing. So just be aware of all that. They can be hard questions because there's no maths behind them. It's in the sense of you're not being asked to calculate something, so you can't be sure whether the answer is right. But if you can stand over your own if you can stand over your own argument, you usually grant. Okay, so listen, that's just that's only like a 6-minute kind of very quick bing bang boom through the very kind of collecting data and sampling data. It's not really what I want to get talking about today. Today, what I really want to get talking about is the idea of mean, mode, and median. Okay, and all those pretty beautiful little things. So that's where we're going to go today in terms of the maths of it. Okay, so just be aware of that. So this is a good chunk of your revision, so please kind of be there when we do this, or check it out afterwards. So let's have a look. Mean, mode, median, range, and I'm going to do standard deviation. Okay, so again, a good calculator is going to be priceless for these ones, if you have one. If not, it's going to be a tough out day for you. So mean, first of all, these three are average. They're the actual averages. Those three together are an average. They're a measure of the kind of how spread out data is. Okay, in other words, they try and find a typical data set. However, they come at it in different ways. Okay, the mean takes the sum of all the and divides it by the number of pieces of data. Okay, so it adds all the numbers up and then divides by how many numbers there are. Simple enough as that. The mode picks the most frequent piece of data. Okay, we'll see that in a second. And the median, when data is ordered, as in you put it in order, it's the middle one. Okay, the range is the largest minus the smallest. Okay, so that's probably the easiest one to think about. Of them all, it's the kind of easiest one to think about when you think about it. Okay, the standard deviation. Okay, I'll try and kind of put this into the. I'm trying to think. Trying to think. So probably the easiest way to kind of put it, I'm trying to put it into English. It's the sum of each piece of data minus the mean squared divided by sum of all the data. The hardest part, square root it. Okay, so that's the tough one with that one. It's the sum of all the data, number of pieces of data. This one's the toughest one. Okay, So listen, we're going to go through them one by one. We're going to treat them using the same piece of set of numbers. So you'll get everything from the same set of numbers. And then hopefully you'll figure it out. Hopefully. Right. So let's take a set of numbers and we'll try and work it out. Okay. So we're going to take 5, 8, 12, 4, 9, 3, 7, 2, and 2. Okay, so we're going to find all of these from that. So first things first, we have to put them in order. Why do you have to put them? Well, you don't have to put them in order if you use a calculator. Let me just tell you that for starters. Okay, if you have your calculator, you don't. Okay, so 8, 12. I'm going to do it without the calculator in a second, but I'm just going to show you. 2 is twice. No. There's the data. Options 2. We'll try 4. Again, I have the clue at this as a new. Okay, that's definitely the data. Now, can I remember how to do it? No, I can't. Typical. Okay, shift. Options 1. No. 1 again. Oh, that just brings me back there. Options, select type. 1. No. Options 2. No. Options 4. Right, I can't make it work, lads. Maybe you can and send me an pic of how it works. I'm just going to do it old school. So that's the way I was taught anyway. I didn't have calculators back in the day, so sorry about that for wasting about a minute of your time. 2, it's that new calculator. I know how to do it on the old calculator. I actually remember how to do it on the old calculator. That's the killer thing. 2, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, then 5, and then 7, and then 8, and then 9, and then 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, they're in order. Okay, so let's do first mean. That's going to be equal to 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 12 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, this at least I can do on the calculator without too much hassle. All right, 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 12. 52 divided by 9. Let's call it 5.8 is the mean. Okay? The mode is 2. Why? There's 2 is the most frequent. Median is the middle number. Okay? Remember I said we had 1, 2, 3, we have 9. So the middle number is the 5th because there's 4 either side of it. Done. Okay? Now, the range. The range, the biggest from the smallest. 12 take away 2. 10. Okay? And the standard deviation. So, the standard deviation is take each number. Now, this is going to be an epic sum, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to show you that if you, like me, you haven't a clue how to use these new calculator, you can actually work these ones out. You can. Okay? So annoyed. This thing is a disaster. Okay? But anyway, it's, you know, what can you do? So what we're going to do is we're going to take each number away from the mean, square them and add them, and then divide it by all of them. Okay? So, you know, There's only 9 numbers, so it's going to be pretty easy. So let's do that. Okay. So let's start. We go 2 take away 5.8 squared plus another 2. You get the idea. And there's another one I'll just have to tack on at the end. And the whole thing gets divided by 9. And then gets square rooted. And you're thinking to yourself, no, sir, you've lost me on that one. Okay. Well, listen, if you can figure out how to work this thing, you won't have to do it that way. That's the way I would say this to you. I'll try once more before I go into this. Okay. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 12. Okay. Now it used to be option 2. Oh, mother of God, it works. Holy God. 5.7, that's 5.8. The sum of all the x's is 52. It is. Right. Does it give me the standard deviation here? Number is 9. The minimum is 2. The median is 5. Hope you're seeing this. It's giving you all of them. Mother of God. Okay. The max is 12. I don't believe it. It does give you them all. Now, where does the standard deviation? I think it's that one, 3.25. So I am going to do this sum. And if I get 3.25, well, we're away in a hack, lads. Okay, so let's give this one a go. Mod 1. Square root, fraction button. Put 9 on the bottom. On the top, open bracket. 2 minus 5.8 squared plus 2 minus 5.8 squared plus 3 minus 5.8 squared plus 4 minus 5.8 squared plus bracket 5 minus 5.8 squared plus 7 minus 5.8 squared plus 8 minus 5.8 squared plus 9 minus 5.8 squared plus 12 minus 5.8 squared. Now, should we, I think it was 3.5. Oh, 3.25. I think that's what it was. It was like something, was a 5 in it anyway, equals 3.25. So what that actually means, it's an average of each value away from the average. That's the best way of thinking about it. You know, and obviously the smaller the number, the cooler, the tighter the kind of data set you are. Now, forget about, like, listen, you could do it that way, and I'm showing you how to do it that way. But the reality is, let's do it the other way again, because it's a lot easier. Mod 2, 1. You've got a table. Enter your numbers. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12. Oh, mother of God. Come on. Do it again. Okay. Mod 2, 1. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay. They're in. Press AC. Okay. Then it's, I'm going to go with option 2 and see what happens. Option 2. There you go. If you're using the new calculators, it's option 1. If you're using the old calculators, it's shift 1, and then it goes into all the options. But everything up to that is exactly the same. So standard deviation 3.25. Can you see that there? It says 3.258. Boom. I am as accurate as a calculator. Okay, old school always wins out. Okay, so feel free to use the calculator. No one will shoot you. So long as you understand how to use it, it's okay to use it. If you can't use it, my advice is learn it old school. Okay, that, you know, I don't know what you're going to do with that. I mean, totally up to you. Where is it going to come up? Why would you use it? That type of thing. It doesn't come up per se in this section. You might be asked to calculate it. You might be asked to find the mean, the mode, the median, all that type of stuff. But the reality is that this calculator seems to do the whole shebang for you now. It's like unbelievable. It gets all the quartiles. It gets the median. The probably only thing it doesn't do. Let's just do it again. Does it do the mode? The mode was 2. No, it didn't do. That's the only one it didn't seem to find was the mode. But then, like, that's the one you don't need a calculator to find the mode anyway. So it literally gets you everything you could possibly want apart from the mode. So you know what I mean. If you're using one of the new Casios, all you do is menu 2 1. Enter your data on the left-hand column as is. Don't worry about the right-hand column. It'll just give you give the frequency as 1. Even if you have to enter 2 twice, do it twice. It'll understand what you're doing. Press AC. Press Option 2. Sorry, there's nothing in there because there's nothing in there. But when you press Option 2 after pressing AC, you'll get all the stats in one fell swoop. The ones you're looking for, obviously, are mean. That's the symbol for mean. Standard deviation looks like a kind of a backward 6 with an X. Okay? N is just a number. That's the standard deviation. N is just a number. Okay? So, listen, that's just a quick kind of refresher course. It's up to you to kind of do those extra bits and bobs in revision. We're going to come on Monday and probably do a little bit of bar charts, scatter plots, correlation, all that. We'll go through all them on Monday, and then I'll do a little bit of algebra during next week just to hit you up and make sure you're all okay on it. And then that should set you up very nicely for the exam. Okay, so remember, the exam is just on everything we did this year, bar the area and volume and the stuff we did post COVID. I hate using that word, post COVID. Even though I did extra stuff post COVID, we're not going to I've done enough witchy to kind of, I'm happy with it, but that's what we're going to do there. Okay, so send me a ping if there's anything wrong, but otherwise I will yeah, I'll drop another one on Monday with some more stuff on stats. Thanks.